have all of my ingredients already pre-measured and set out in little bowls. Now, is this just because so I can be a show off and a brag about my Polish pottery? Maybe. No. Doing this is called, in case you wanted to learn something new, I'll probably pronounce it incorrectly, but it's a French phrase called mise en place. And mise en place, what that means is pre-measuring and setting out all of your ingredients first so that when you go to cook, basically you're just dumping everything in. It does a couple of things, and if you can set yourself to do this, it really helps. And it helps for a couple of reasons. You're not like searching at the last minute going, oh, I forgot so that's a good thing. Everything's right where you need it. There's no stress when you're trying to add everything. But the other thing is, you go to make a recipe, maybe you've made it several times, or even if it's a new one, and it calls for, let's say, oats or flour or whatever it calls for, and you're sure that you have it because it's something that you always have. And you go, so you're in the middle of making your recipe and you go to the pantry and you say, oh, I used the last of it and I forgot to get more. And so now you're halfway through a recipe and you're missing an ingredient, and it could be a really important ingredient. So it's good to kind of lay out all of your stuff first, mise en place. So you learned a new French word today, except I probably pronounced it wrong. The only French that I really knew, I took a year of French in high school. Wait, no, I took Spanish in high school. I took French in college. And so the only French I know, I'll sing to you. Ready? No, I won't sing to you. I'll say it. It's a Billy Joel song. Are you ready to be impressed? No. Wait, I got to think how it goes. Here we go. No. Hold on. No. Oh gosh, now I can't remember it. Oh gosh. Dead air. Cindy's trying to think. I'm having a mature moment. I have mad cow disease. Help me. I'm old. The song is like, here I am again in this smoky place with my brandy eyes. I'm talking to myself. You were the one. Okay, hold on. Je recherche l'affection qu'un autre pourrait me donner. Mais après tout, je sais qu'il n'y a personne qui puisse m'isoler. Tu étais la seule. There you go, my Billy Joel song and my French, the only French I got. So there you go. All right, let's get started. Lacy cookies. Lace cookies, grandma's lace cookies, whatever you may have heard of them. And they get that because they almost have, when we get done, it'll look like lace or a little like spider web pattern on the cookie. So good. You might have seen these at the grocery store. Sometimes the grocery store will have them. I know that Costco used to carry them. I don't know about Sam's. But the ones they carry are called chocolate Lacy or almond chocolate Lacy cookies. And so it's like a lace cookie, but it has chocolate on one side. We're not doing that because we're making chocolate pudding. That's enough chocolate for you today. Hello, Joanne. Oh, Joanne, you need the warm chocolate pudding because I saw the snow. The yellow flower bowl. Oh, you want to see the yellow flower bowl? Isn't that pretty, Susan? Yes. Yellow flower bowl, so pretty. I think that's sunshine. I think that's what it is. Hey, Nancy. How's Enid this morning? Is it cold up there too? Hey, Vicky. Oops, I hit the button. And I made you go away. Don't go away. Please, please. The little doodah. Okay, so let's get cooking before I just keep singing and telling stories and we'll never get everything done. All right, so we're making the Lacy cookies. The first thing we need is a half a cup of butter. I watched a friend and she actually she's doing like once a week at night, and she did a cooking show and she was making stuff last night. So she's making banana bread and it called for a half a cup of butter. And so she actually, like, her butter was at room temperature. She actually got a half a cup measuring cup, put the butter in the measuring cup, and then she's trying to get it all out. And I'm thinking, do I tell her that a whole stick of butter is 1/2 cup? Do I say that? Because would that make her feel like so just in case you didn't know, Butter is marked with the, you know, the little 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Anyway, but a stick of butter is 1/2 cup. 2 sticks of butter then is 1 cup. We only need 1/2 stick and we need melted. So it's already melted. And I'm gonna pour that in our big bowl. Ooh, butter. Gotta love butter. Yum. Everything's better with butter. The second thing we need is 3/4 of a cup of white granulated sugar. I say that only because if I said white sugar, you actually know. It's cold, but the sun's out. Sun's out here too. Oh, Joanne got snow today. Hey, Linda. Hey, Linda. Hey, Linda. Linda Brown and Linda Aldrich. There we go. So white granulated sugar. I say that because, amazingly enough, we've had people watching this show from like Brazil and India and Mexico. And I know in the UK, they call this castor sugar, right? That's what they call it. So if you say castor sugar in the United States, a lot of us would be going, what is castor sugar? But that's what this is. So 3/4 of a cup into our butter. I'm gonna go ahead and give that just a little stir just to get my butter incorporated, my sugar incorporated in my butter. Okay, there we go. And my butter's not hot anymore because I melted it just a little bit ago. The next thing we need is 1 egg. Now it says to go ahead and beat the egg, so I'll do that in my little bowl. Like you're making scrambled eggs, I'm just using a fork just to give it a little beat. La 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 la. I think it's just so you don't have so much trouble, you know, with that yolk in there. Okay, there's that. Our next ingredient is 1 cup of quick cooking oats. Quick oats, right? See, quick oats. This is my favorite pattern right now, I think. Isn't that happy? Happy hearts. Yay, happy hearts. Anyway, so a cup of quick oats. Now you say to yourself, I don't have quick oats. Can I use the other kind? Like the non-quick oats. What is that called? Regular oats. I don't know. Don't do that. Don't do that. It could work out, but I think it's going to be like chewy and not crunchy. It needs to be crunchy. So, all right, 1 cup of quick cooking oats. Okay? In my little thing. We need 3 tablespoons of white flour. Now, this is just all-purpose flour. You don't need some funky, weird bread flour, blah, blah, blah flour. White, just white AP flour. That's pretty, too. Look at the flowers. Just makes me happy. All the little patterns. Now, the little bitty stuff we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Doesn't that smell good? I have a friend at church. I'm gonna use my spatula just because I want to get all of that yumminess out of there. I have a friend at church, and for Christmas one year, she made homemade vanilla, and you have to use it make it ahead of time. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Salt, you say, in a sweet dish? Yes, remember, salt enhances, brings out all of our flavors. And the last thing we need is 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Not soda, remember our thing. Soda is the little orange box. No, baking powder, okay? Baking powder in. There we go. Okay, and then we just give it a stir. Now this is a small batch. You're gonna look at this and say, how many cookies is that gonna make? But it does spread out. So I'm gonna show you something in just a second. Anyway, my friend, Julia, she made homemade vanilla. And so what you do is you do the vanilla beans in the thing and you put vodka in there. I mean, you can make it other ways, but she makes it with vodka. And, so good. That's like my second favorite of vanilla. My first favorite vanilla, okay, that's it. It's kind of a gummy. See, it's kind of gummy. It looks like you're eating oatmeal. Funk, funk, funk. Looks like you're eating oatmeal. Okay, I'm gonna move my pretty bowls away and get out my cookie sheet. Whoops, I got egg on the counter. Okay, get my cookie sheet. My favorite vanilla, my friend Rob goes on these living water mission trips all the time. I went with him once to El Salvador for a week. Anyway, but he goes on these ones, and the newest ones are to Haiti. And when he came back, he brought me Haitian vanilla. So good. Oh, so good. And so I'm almost out. And he was supposed to go to Haiti this last month, and they canceled everything. So No go on the extra vanilla. All right, I'm gonna just scrape off my spatula. Normally, when I'm doing cookies, so this is a half sheet pan, you see? And normally when I do cookies, I do 3 across. Hey Sharon, hey Melinda, hey Sandy. I do 3 cookies across and I do 5 down. That's how I normally cook, right? Like chocolate chip cookies or sugar cookies or whatever, because I'm not making big old ones, but I usually do 3 across, 5 down. With this recipe, you don't want to do that. These cookies spread out like a lot. So I'm just gonna do 2 across and either 3 or 4 down. I have, okay, like this is a tablespoon, the bigger spoon, not the spoon that you eat. I was gonna say, not the spoon you eat your cereal with, but this is the spoon I eat my cereal with. Anyway, the one you would, it's like almost like a soup spoon, okay? So I'm gonna do that much, see? I'm gonna fill it over. You don't have to like roll this in a ball. You don't. Oh, but I'm gonna need another spoon. Nope, here, I can use the knife. All right, so I'm just gonna scoop that onto the parchment paper. I'm using parchment paper. Some of your older recipes will say to use foil. You certainly can do that if you want. Maybe I should round these out. I don't remember if I rounded them out the last time or not. Because these will stick. So make sure, unless you have like maybe I'll put one in the middle. Let's do that. Unless you have Polish pottery cookie sheet, you could do that. Or what's the other thing you could use? Those things called a silpat. If you have one of those, then you could use that. Okay, so cookies. Oh, these are like my favorite cookies. And sadly, I can like just sit and eat. Yeah, if you're worried about the COVID-15, that's what we're calling it, then this is something. Are you hearing weird news? So I heard weird news today that that you can rent a goat or a llama. I think that's it. A goat or a llama for your Zoom calls. So I guess like instead of your picture on the Zoom call, hold on, I'm just pushing this down just a little bit. If instead of your picture on the Zoom call, it would be the goat or the llama. I'm having trouble figuring out why you would do this, but I guess, I don't know, something to amuse your coworkers. So, there we go. I may still have too many. Okay, so there we go. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and stick them in the oven, and we're gonna start our pudding. Now look what I have left, okay? So not much. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 cookies, and that's what I have left in the bowl. So I can probably get another 6 cookies out of there. So that's what we're looking at, about a dozen. So if you're like, love these, you might want to double or triple up. All right, into the oven we go. Amuse yourself, play elevator music. Da, 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 da. Into the oven. Okay. Those are in the oven. And then we move on to pudding. I've been listening to, this morning I was listening to Josh Groban. Oh, there's some voices that just make you feel good. Like if you listen to James Earl Jones or Sean Connery, they have those velvety voices that make you feel Josh Groban's like that with music. So kind of Matthew McConaughey's voice. Sometimes I don't like how he gets kind of scruffy looking, but the voice. I like the voice. Okay, I'm gonna take you out. Now, this may be a little difficult because I'm not hooking you up to anything. And if I put you on around my neck, the video goes across and that's bad. That's bad on the thing. So I'm gonna turn you around and show you what we have and then you'll know, okay? So this is like a warm chocolate pudding. Okay, flipping around. All right, I'm using a medium saucepan. You say, what size is that? I have no idea. I have no idea. If you ask me what brand it is, somebody asked yesterday, it's Saucepan. There you go, if you need to take a screenshot, Saucepan. So it looks like ceramic. You need a whisk. Whisk, 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 whisk. And then here are our ingredients. So we've got cornstarch, cocoa powder, white granulated sugar, vanilla, salt, butter, and milk. Okay? And then we've got some surprises for the end. Did you, when I said cornstarch, did you shake your head or scratch your head or what is that? We think if you're not a cook, right, and you hear starch, the first thing you think of is your laundry room. It is not that kind of starch. So let me get this is a, store-bought brand, but see, cornstarch. It's just a box and it's white powder. The picture on the cornstarch is gravy. So if you do cook, this would be the thing that you would normally use cornstarch for because it's a thickener. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Bev. Love my chubby cow butter dish. I know, it's my fave. I love. Do you get vanilla from Mexico when you cruise? I used to, but I don't think it's as great anymore. I don't know if it's changed, but I don't do that anymore. So anyway, I like the homemade better. Cornstarch, it's a thickener. And so that's what we normally use if you're trying to make a gravy and you've got just a broth and you put a little bit of this in and you whisk it together and then you pour it in and that thickens your sauce or thickens your gravy. Well, that's what this is going to do in the pudding as well. Because if we just added milk and cocoa powder and sugar, we would get something more like hot cocoa. Not a bad thing, but we're making pudding. And so we need it to set up. We need it to thicken. And so that's why we're using cornstarch. Any brand of cocoa is fine. But remember, we're using baking cocoa. So that's non-sweetened. You find that in the baking dish. This is not the cocoa that you drink in the wintertime. So even though, Joanne, it's snowing where you are, this is not hot cocoa. I mean, you can make hot cocoa making this, and it's really good. So this is in the baking aisle. This is baking cocoa, non-sweetened baking cocoa. Really good. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so back over here. So here's everything we've got, and we're going to start. I'm gonna flip you around. This will be a little disconcerting because I'm holding the phone and I'm cooking. I have no idea if this will work. Eek! Stay with me. Please stay with me. Okay, I'm flipping you. Ready? I'm not flipping you. I'm flipping you around. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's our pan. We're just going to start adding all of our ingredients except for our vanilla and our butter. So the first thing I'm putting in is our sugar, white sugar. And that was, what was that? That was a half a cup. We have a fourth of a cup of cocoa powder. Fourth of a cup of cocoa powder. We have a fourth of a cup of cornstarch. Cornstarch. Hey, Louise. Hey, Diane. Luis is a salsa master. He can do the salsa like nobody's business. And he cooks so wonderfully. Anyway, so we got the fourth of a cup of cornstarch. And we're going to go ahead and put our salt in there. Our salt is an eighth of a teaspoon. Look, you can barely even see it in there. Can you see it in there? An eighth of a teaspoon. That's the teeny tiniest measuring spoon you have, eighth of a teaspoon. Like I say, you need salt even in the sweet dishes because the salt brings out the flavors. Okay, you see how this is all dry. Dry. That's all there is. I'm going to give that a stir just to mix it all up. And now we're going to add our milk. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my burner while come on. Oh, you hear? Oh, there we go. I have heat. I have a gas. I love gas. All right, so now we're going to add our milk. Now the milk is, it's a lot of milk. It's 2 3/4 cup, okay? So I have the little measuring thing, but can I hold you? Watch the cup and measure all at the same time. Okay, there's 1 cup. 1 cup in. 2 cups. 2 cups. It's hard. It's harder than you think. It's like walking and chewing bubble gum. 2, and now we need 3/4. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing now because I can't even see the bottom. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 3/4. Okay. Ah! Okay. 3/4. In we go. Okay, now, that's it, right? Okay, all of our stuff except for our butter and vanilla is in. And now we whisk. We whisk, whisk, whisk. The hardest thing about this recipe is you need to stay over here. You don't need to go wandering through the kitchen. You don't need to go outside and check on the kids. But really, it takes like 5 minutes. You can time me. You can time me. It's okay. I have it on a medium-high heat. See, I'm whisking. Whisk, whisk, whisk. See all the little flakes in there? The flecks of cocoa powder and stuff? So my whisk is doing 2 things. 1, I am breaking up. Are you getting dizzy? 1, I'm breaking up all those little bits of cocoa powder, cornstarch, all that. And the second thing is, I'm wiping down my sides a little bit. The other thing is I don't want this to stick to the bottom. Okay? All right, so I'm going to flip you around and we'll chitty chat while I whisk. So I'm just going to stand here and whisk. Isn't that exciting? Whisk, whisk, whisk. I'm whisking. All right, so this to me is a hug in a bowl. I'm not joking. This is a hug in a bowl. Now, maybe you've never had warm pudding before. Maybe your mom didn't make homemade pudding. And maybe your whole life has been Jell-O instant pudding or snack pack. And let me just say, there's nothing wrong with either of those. In fact, we made that chocolate delight, although I stole Linda's Lush. So it was Lush chocolate delight with instant pudding. And so that was fine. Does it matter if it's not whole milk? Janet, actually, I'm using 2% because that's what we could get at the grocery store. I think that when you use whole milk, it probably has a richer flavor. Somebody's going to say, can you use heavy whipping cream? Oh my. Oh my. You probably could. Man, it's really going to be rich then. It is really, really going to be a rich pudding if you used heavy whipping cream. I think it's just hard to find some of that. I saw online the stuff that during the pandemic, you know, you go to the grocery store and the stuff that nobody wants, right? So some of the stuff I got, lima beans. So like all the beans are gone, but there's lima beans left. And so, anyway, lima beans, kitty litter. Kitty litter. There was no run on kitty litter. We're worried about our own bums, but not that of our cats. Ah! Hey, Mary. I make a similar pudding, but mine over a double boiler. Do you use cornstarch in that one as well, Linda? This one does not. So I'm going to flip you around and so you can see it's still liquidy. See? It still looks like homemade cocoa, which is a lovely thing, but that's not what this is. I make a great cocoa, and it has a can of sweetened condensed milk and a whole package of chocolate chips. Oh my goodness. I mean, it has other stuff in it, but can you imagine homemade hot cocoa with sweetened condensed milk and a whole package of chocolate chips? La la la. So good. Anyway, I just thought it was funny. I try to stay off of the internet and watching everything, but you know, there's only so much you do in a day, and I feel like I need to at least check stuff, right? So let's have a little conversation. Use the microwave and check it every minute. Huh? Okay. Sue, I've never made this in the microwave. Okay, it's starting to thicken up. Oh, you got to see the little bubbles on the side. Ready? I'm flipping you. Okay, look on the side. You see how it's bubbling right there? And it's starting to thicken up, okay? Especially there on the sides. Oh, isn't that looking good? La, 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 la. Okay, come on. Oh, it's getting much thicker, right? Look at that. Look at that. Oh, thick. Now, how do you know if it's thick, right? It's getting thicker. How do you know when it's done? The instructions say you know when it's done when the back of a metal spoon, here, we'll use this one, it sticks to the back of the metal spoon. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's like frosting. Okay, I'm going to stop that. I'm turning off my heat. Hold on, I got to check the cookies. Yeah, we're going to take the cookies out. Okay, see how thick? It's done. That's it. No, it's not it. We got to add 2 more things. So now that we've turned the stove off, we've turned it off. Make sure you turn it off. We're going to put in our butter. 2 tablespoons of butter. Except, I'm not certain. Hold on, I got to use the spoon. Ugh. Okay, 2 tablespoons of butter plopped right in there. And we're going to put in our 1 teaspoon. No, I got it. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay? Now, use your whisk again and whisk all that butter. What does the butter do, you say? Because you're going, butter in pudding? Butter in pudding or any kind of sauce, you wait until like a gravy or a cream sauce, any kind of sauce that you're making. If you'll wait and at the very end, add a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of butter. See how it's glistening? Do you see that? It gives it a shine, a glisten. Isn't that pretty? How long do you bake the cookies? Well, how long have we been on? 5 minutes? 5 minutes? Yeah, about 5 minutes. Temp and time on the cookies, 350 degrees, about 5 minutes. Okay, the heat coming off. Ooh, you want to lick the beater. You want to lick it, don't you? Okay, now. So now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. You're going to be in awe. Hold on. You're going to be in awe. This is so good. This is so good. Okay, now I'm going to have somebody hold the phone for me just so I can use 2 hands on this. You're about to go, oh my gosh. You ready? Okay. Wait, first let's look at the cookies first. Okay, we just took the cookies out. Do you see? Oh, these didn't get as flat as usual. Oh no, they need to go in for a little bit longer. I'm sorry. See how they're brown and crunchy on the outside, but see how they're still light on the top? They have to go back in. So maybe 8 minutes. Okay, we're doing the pudding though. I gotta put the lid back on the milk so I don't do the milk. All right, you ready? I'm giving the phone to somebody else. Here we go.
I have to say, hi Mom.
Okay, here's my bowl. Beautiful little bowl. You don't have to get the whole face. All right, now I'm scooping up. Look how warm and thick and yummy that is. Your children. It's just like a hug. It's a hug and a bowl. All right. Now you can put this in really pretty glass dishes if you so desire. But you know me and my Polish pottery. Now look what I'm going to do. Warm pudding. You serve it this way, right? Ooh, whipped cream. Whipped cream, I tell you. Should I do that?
Just a little.
We're good. Okay. Watch this. Whipped cream on top of our pudding. If you had chocolate, you could do that. I don't, but I have little mini chocolate chips. Look at that. Look at that. How pretty is that? Ta-da! I'm going to get a spoon. I'll be back. Okay, give me my phone. Okay, hold on. I'm back. Okay. All right. Hey, Kelly, how are you? It is delicious. I assume that's unsalted butter. Yeah, the recipe calls for unsalted butter, but I really don't know because I just got it out of the cow butter dish. So what was ever in the cow's bum, that's what I got. Okay? All right, you ready? Oh. Look at that. Look. It's warm. You still see the hot? Oh. You wish you were here. You wish you were here. It's so good. Oh my gosh. So it took like 5 minutes. Really? We put all the ingredients in. We whisked it. That's it. We sat and whisked for about 5 minutes. When it got thick, we added our butter and our vanilla. We turned off the stove first. Turn off the heat because you don't want to add your vanilla while the heat's still on. I can't remember what it does, but don't do that. turn off the heat, then we add our vanilla and our butter, whisk that all in, and it's done. And it is a little slice of heaven. And then, like I said, if you want to be pretty, you can put some whipped cream. And the whipped cream is all melted already. Look at this. Look, it melted everywhere. Does that hurt my feelings? No, it doesn't. Because that just makes everything, look at that. I'm so sorry that you're not here. So our cookies are almost done. Let me ask you a favor, please. Just because I think it's so cool. I don't know about your family. Gosh, that makes me feel good. So now I don't want to talk about this, but I don't know about your family, but my family, we're having some difficulty with some members of my family that traditionally suffer from depression and anxiety. And being stuck in the house is not helping at all. Like, you know, there's been some issues. And so be kind. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to people. And it's one of the reasons I really wanted to do feel-good foods. Like I said, this is a hug in a bowl. And these cookies are a little slice of heaven, too, when they get done. I guess maybe more like 10 minutes. So if you wouldn't mind, I ask you this favor. If you got a chuckle out of today, if you think I'm a goofy person that makes people laugh, because I'm a moron or an idiot, whatever, or if you thought, you know, what a great recipe that other people would enjoy, would you please share this video on your Facebook page so that other people could maybe have some fun and maybe get a hug in a bowl or feel better about themselves or find some reason to smile? I would really appreciate that. Because you know what? There's not a whole lot we can do stuck in our houses. And so if we can share just a little bit of joy. Hey, Tammy. If we can share just a little bit of joy, then that's going to be an awesome thing. We need to share. Hey, Rod Britton is on. Rod is opening a new restaurant. Oh, I wish I was in Enid already. Rod is opening a new steak place in Enid, Oklahoma. And I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry. I had it in my brain when I saw your name, but now I can't remember it. And he's doing all of everything. It looks authentic. Like he had this old saloon bar sent in from somewhere, and this, you know, big, and then he's got these big cranes dropping stuff in, and he's been on his Facebook page, he's been posting the progress. And so you get to see how this old space is being turned into this like authentic Western looking steak place. So I'm kind of sad that I'm not in Enid, that I could come and eat there. Maybe I'll come back for a reunion at some time so I can go there. I sprinkled. Thank you. And thank you, Janet. Yeah, I know. Instead of sharing, you're supposed to say sprinkle the love. So my cookies, I thought my cookies would be done yet, but they are not. Probably because my oven wasn't preheated. So you see what they look like? You see how that's still smushy on the top? That should not be smushy on the top. It should go out flat. So we're not there yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. So there you go. We had our day. I'm sorry I can't show you the completed cookie and eat one in front of you and make you jealous. But I'll show you later. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Camille. So I don't know anything else. We had coffee. We made cookies and a warm chocolate pudding that now that it's in the bowl is going to be my breakfast, or it's almost lunch. So maybe it's my lunch. Maybe I'm having Lacy cookies and warm chocolate pudding for lunch. Isn't that awesome? I hope you so love. All right, guys, I hope you have a lovely day. I hope that tonight, I think your kids, you will really love this, but I think your family will too. After dinner, let dinner go, do the dishes, and when everybody's settled down, make a pan of this warm chocolate pudding, and then call everybody down and tell them that you have a surprise for them, and then serve this. I think that's going to be such a wonderful family thing to have. I've loved the tour of my kitchen. Well, there you go. So Your whole kitchen's gonna smell like this wonderful homemade chocolate pudding. It's so good. So again, like I say every day, from my kitchen to your kitchen, I hope you have a tasty day, you have a safe day, and I'm sending you hugs, love, and until we see each other tomorrow at 11 o'clock, have a great day. Bye, everybody.